Mm.
All right, welcome back to another week of Word of Mouth, talking mental health, relationship, family, career, friends, etc. Y'all know the deal. Like and subscribe to the channel. Link down below to all our different websites and social media and etc. and so forth. So let's get into it this week. This week we're talking marriage. Not a topic we really go over, or well, more so engagement or how we should go about it. And the post essentially is about a young man who waited to ask this young lady to marry her. She pretty much walked off or said no, and he moved on with his life and she was upset. So I'm gonna really read it and I'm gonna share my thoughts on it. My homegirl really tight and upset. Her man proposed and she said no, and he broke up with her. So I asked, you want to vent or you want honesty? She said both. Okay, cool, I feel you, but what you expect? Now she tight. Here's my thing. Women constantly advocate that if something isn't serving you, then move on. She herself has said this numerous times, yet this man has waited 5 years. He's moving on. Nigga don't want to play house no more. So there it goes. Excuse the language for the people who may be offended by it, but it is what it is. So this gentleman, whoever he is, has been with her for 5 years and has decided to move on after the 5 years after he proposed, because she just said no. And she's upset that he just broke up with her because she's not ready. And it needs to be understood that 5 years is quite a bit of time to be with somebody and not propose to begin with. And what I gathered from the tweet originally reading it, because it was a long thread, he had asked before and she said no for whatever reason, and he was okay with that. He was cool. And this is like the second or third time he asked. Personally, I'm only asking once, one and done. But the young man was patient on her. He really loved her. Then he moved on when she said no, and she's mad because the man moved on. And I'm trying to confuse, what did she expect? And like he said, what do you expect? Nobody wants to sit around and wait for somebody all this time. And my thing is, it's kind of like, I don't even think she's mad that he proposed, just my theory, or he left. I think she's mad because her lifestyle is no longer going to be paid for or entertained because this man moved on. My thinking is, because being with somebody after 5 years, if you don't know you want to marry somebody after 5 years, then you probably just don't want to marry them. It is what it is. You all can take what you want from it. And I'll say this to you ladies, there's no reason waiting around 5-10 years for a man to propose to you. Now, and this is in the case of if you're 25 and older. If you're younger than 25, maybe even up to 26, and a man doesn't propose to you, then it's like y'all are too young. I won't say you're too young, but it's like you're still trying to get your life in order. That is quote unquote college ages. So people might be set off in a career, got a lot of debt, etc. and so forth. But once you get to about 25, 26, and you've heard nothing about a ring or proposal or what you would like for a wedding or even nothing in that direction, then you probably need to just go ahead and move on. And it's, there's situations that occur in life that may not make that happen in the time you want, and that's also a conversation you need to have on front. Like, hey, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, hey, listen, why haven't you proposed to me? You can't say, oh, he hasn't proposed to me because he doesn't love me. You have no idea what this gentleman has in mind and what he wants to do. Personally, me, when I wanted to propose, I wanted it to be something extravagant, etc. etc. Maybe not so much the wedding, but at least the engagement. And I wanted it to be not just a big ring, a nice ring, an elegant ring, a thoughtful ring, something that really I took the time out to think about and move forward with. My wife didn't want that. She wanted something quick, but that's what I wanted. And from speaking with a lot of my friends and peers, a lot of men want to be able to do that too. They wanted to make it a very special event, not something run of the mill or at a game, will you marry me, or a blimp, will you marry me. They really want it to be something that's like kind of like how teenagers now go to the prom and the most extravagant thing, because you're going to be their wife. They want it to be the most magical moment of your life. aside from the wedding. But now she's also mad at him for what he said. And like I said, I don't think she wanted to marry him. I think she's just upset because her lifestyle is no longer going to be afforded by that gentleman. Sounds like to me he was a very good gentleman to her. He did what he was supposed to do. And not to say he was perfect, but he did everything afforded to her where she's upset to the point that he doesn't want to be with her no more. And he moved on. And which is completely understandable within his rights, within everyone's rights. You don't have to wait around for somebody to be ready in that amount of time frame. If there's, you know what I'm saying, after 5 years and y'all living together, there should be some type of understanding of where y'all going and what's going on. And I applaud this man for moving on and doing it quickly and swiftly. Probably has another girl, why he was able to do it so quickly, but that's a different conversation. And that's all I got to say about this topic. Like and subscribe to the channel. This is Word of Mouth. Peace.
Mm.